But let's not forget, that's not the only place where there should be action. Also in the public sector there should be action. The only thing is that 6 years ago when I became governor, the state of California's IT was in the dark ages, let me tell you. IT infrastructure was stale and it was outdated. So I hired Terry DeKay, who was the head of IT in Michigan, made Michigan to the #1 in IT, and we now are moving our way up. First, we were not even in the top 20%, in the top 20. Now then we moved to 15th, then to 10th. Now we're in the top 5. And within the next few years, we will be also #1 in this particular area. So as Ashishi, the perfect example of the progress that we make is if you look at GIS, which is the Geographic Information Systems. I've seen that firsthand. GIS is a form of digital mapping technology that our fire departments are now using. So many times when there are big fires, people are wondering why did they have the helicopters, at the airport, and why are they not taking off and dumping fire retardant? Well, when there is a lot of fire and there's a lot of smoke and no wind, they cannot see the ground, and therefore they cannot go and dump the fire retardant at that time. They're waiting for a little wind to take that smoke away. But now, through this technology, digital mapping technology, our fire departments are using this continuously. And through big firestorms, it allows firefighters to see through that smoke, giving them more accurate and real-time view of the conditions on the ground. Think for a second about the awesome power of this technology. That information could quite literally make the difference between life and death, make the difference between a home burning or not. And like I said, I've seen it firsthand, the kind of advantages that the fire departments have. And of course, we have already the best trained and the most courageous firefighters in the world. But with the great technology that they have, it makes them literally the best in the world. There's no two ways about that. So as you can see, technology not only is some abstract concept, whether it's saving homes from fire, or saving lives through medical technology, or cleaning the air that our children breathe, or making our businesses more efficient, technology's impact is in flesh and blood. All across this state and all around the world, I've seen the infinite limits of technology. I've seen the infinite limits of the human potential. And that is why, even though we are in the midst of a crisis, of an economic crisis, and we're going through tough times, I've never been more confident about the future. I'm confident about the future because of all of you. Because while it is true that we face enormous challenges in the next 10, 15, or 20 years, but stop for a moment and just think back 30 years ago. Could you have imagined the progress that we've made in these last 30 years? Computers, the internet, DNA, GPS, catalytic converters, global networking, email, the cell phones, the size of a fist, and so on. The list goes on and on.